Hey guys, good evening. Today is 18 December 2022. While waiting for the final World Cup, Argentina versus France, so I'm thinking to make this video. It's just a fun video. It's not that kind of learning note video. So I recently stumbled upon with this AI machine called ChatGPT. It is a language model that optimized for dialogue created by OpenAI. So I tried and want to see how much this OpenAI ChatGPT can help us software engineers to do our daily work. Right? So for that, I already prepare several questions that I'm going to ask. So we have recommendations kind of questions, technical explanations, documentations, and then problem solving, and then refactoring and debugging, right? So let's take a look. So this is the UI for the chat GPT. I hope you can see it well. If not, then I'm sorry. Well, alright, I will zoom it for you, right? Cool. Alright, so let's check the first question, recommendation. So when is the best time to do code review? Let's ask him or it or her. What is the best time to do code review? Let's see. Code review is a process in which team member blah 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 blah. The best time to do code review will depend on the specific circumstances on your project and team. That makes sense. Here are a few factors to consider when determining the best time for code review. So the size of code changes. If it's small, it may be more efficient to review as soon as you're ready. That makes sense. On the other hand, if the code change is large or complex, it may be better to schedule dedicated code review sessions. That makes sense. Actually, that very makes sense because I work in a team that has small changes and large changes, and then we have dedicated code review session. Actually, that makes sense. That's actually happened. The team's workload, it's important to ensure that team members have enough time to thoroughly review the code. Yep, if the team is already stretched thin with other tasks, it may be better to wait until work. That's makes sense. The third one is the project deadline. If the code change is needed for an upcoming deadline, it may be necessary to prioritize the review process. That makes sense. Ultimately, the best time for code review will depend on the specific needs. Yeah. So these three tips make sense, and I approve the answer. Right? Cool. So this one I approve. Let's highlight it with green light. So next, recommend best laptop for engineers. Right, let's say I want to buy a new laptop. Recommend best laptop for backend engineers. Right, I make a specific laptop that I want to have. Let's see. As a backend engineer, you will likely to be working on tasks such as developing and maintaining server-side software, building APIs. Okay. When choosing a laptop for these tasks, it's important to consider factors such as processor speed, memory storage. Okay, here are a few recommendations for laptop that could be well suited for backend engineers. So Dell XPS 15, right? So it also gives the spec. Wow, Core i7, 6GB RAM, SD, Lenovo ThinkPad X1 Extreme, MacBook Pro, Apple MacBook Pro, right? Ultimately, the best laptop depends on specifics. Yep. So let's say I want to choose. I want the third one. The third one. Let's say ask when, not when. Let's say how I can buy with the best price tag. How I can buy with the best price tag. Let's see. There are a few ways you can try to get best price. Shop around, bought online in store, right? Look for sales and discounts. So this is kind of like a common sense, right? Consider refurbished models. That's nice, right? Negotiate the price from retailer, right? So this model able to continue the communication, the conversation from the previous one, right? I said that I want the third one. It knew that it is MacBook Pro, right? That's cool. All right. So let's highlight this with green. Let's say I want recommendations of fast algorithm, right? Big ON algorithms to sort an array. Let's see the suggestions. Alright, it takes time. There are many different algorithms that can be used to sort an array, and the most appropriate algorithm will depend on the specific needs of your applications. Here is an example of OAND. Alright. Initialize an empty array, sort the array, iterate over the input array R for each element X in R, find the solution P. Alright. This algorithm has time complexity of OAND, meaning that the time it takes to sort blah 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 blah. Oh, it gives a code example in Python. That's cool. But I speak in Go, so let's see. Rewrite in Go. Let's see. Right. Is it able to? Here's an example of the ON sorting algorithm. Describe both could be implemented in Go. It can port code to different language. So array, find its insertion point. So this implementation of the sorting algorithm is similar to the Python versions, but it uses go slice manipulations functions. Okay, let me zoom this a little bit. I think better is bigger, better is better, bigger is better. Right, the implementation of the sorting algorithm is similar to Python, but it uses go slice manipulation function to insert an element. The final function iterate over the array returns. So let's try this. Hey, let's try this. Let's copy this. Let's open a Go playground. Right. We have to check. Right. We have to validate. Let's format this and run. Let's see. Ha! Yes. It's sorted correctly. That's cool. Right. Next. Let's say I have a task to store log data. So I will ask, what is the recommended database to store the log data? Right, what? Right. Let's see. I want to store log data. And the answer is so FYI, this model is not connected to internet. You can find it in the FAQ page. This model is not connected to the internet. Alright, there are many different databases that could be used to store log data, and it depends on specific requirement. And this is database that consider when choosing database for log data. Oh, this is the okay. This is the consideration points, like volume of data, because log will be huge. Oh, that makes sense. So it suggests Apache Cassandra or Apache HBase or time series like InfluxDB. And then query performance is also important, it said, because log data is often queried to investigate issues. That's true. Some databases such as Elasticsearch and MongoDB are designed specifically for. That's correct. Data structure log data is often unstructured, meaning that it does not fit neatly into a traditional tabular data structure. If you need to store unstructured data, you may want to consider NoSQL like MongoDB. Yep, I agree with that. Data retention, depending on your needs, you may need to store log data for a long period of time. That's correct. In this case, you will want to choose database that can handle data volume and storage requirement of long-term retentions. Yeah, the suggestions acceptable, I think. What do you think? For me, the suggestion is acceptable, so I always say yes. So next, we have technical explanation category, right? So let's say currently, I'm trying to learn about string tokenizations, and please explain it to me, right? Explain string tokenizations, right? String tokenizations. So I have explained this in my previous video if you want to check it out in Elasticsearch series. String tokenization is the process of dividing a string into smaller pieces called tokens. Tokenization is often used in natural language expression, right? Word tokenization, sentence tokenization, Wow. It's not only give the description, but it's also include tokenization techniques. So it gives us more information that we actually need. And that's awesome. That's awesome. Let's continue the conversation. Let's say, can you explain it easier? Because I couldn't understand. So can you explain it easier? Let's see. Is it able to explain it in more easy way? Right. So it is thinking. Still thinking. Maybe a little bit hard for the machine. Or maybe the explanation is already easy to understand. Right, let's give submit feedback. Let's give these feedback. So by the way, this model is currently free during the beta, but I don't know in the future. Maybe you have to pay for it. Right. Still thinking. Oh no. It's already writing. Sure. Tokenization is a process of breaking a string of text into small pieces called tokens. This is often done to extract meaningful information from the text or to make it easier to analyze the process. Right. Does it sound more easy to understand? So it removes some uncommon jargons like NLP. Yeah, it's more easy. Sure. Yeah, that's great. Let's give thumbs up. Right. Okay. Let's give the feedback on this platform instead highlighting here. Right. Explain Elastic search infrastructure. Well, yeah, I believe it can handle it. Right. Let's skip it. So let's try this. So I have, let's say we encountered with code that we don't understand, especially if we learned new languages like this in Rust. I don't understand. Right, like this, and then let's say we just enter it without any comment. Right. So what is the response? So I think it starts to analyzing. Great. So it's able to detect correctly the language is in Rust. This is a Rust function that calculates the hypotenuse, what is that, of a right triangle given the length of the two legs. The function takes two arguments a and b, which are the length of, what is hypotenuse? What is hypotenuse? Is the longest side of the right. Yeah, technically it's correct because this code is a Pythagoras, and Pythagoras used to calculate the hypotenuse. Yeah, correct. Wow, awesome. Great. let's continue. Now let's test for documentations, right? Sometimes we have to deal with different tools, CLI tools, and honestly I couldn't remember all of the flags and documentations. Let's see if this model are able to help that. So let's start with this command for restart service of Kubernetes. Right, the correct answer should be rolling restart, but let's see. Right, rolling restart is the most recommended way to restart a pod, but it's not the only options. Let's see the recommendations from the engine. In Kubernetes, you can use kubectl. That's correct. That's correct. To restart a deployment of a replicas. For example, if you have deployment name, blah, 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 you can restart with the following command. That's great. This will trigger rolling restart of deployment, meaning that the pods in the deployment will be replaced with new pods one at a time. Cool. It gives us the explanations. That's cool. That's cool. Alright. Keep in mind that restarting a deployment or replica set will cause any pod that are running to be terminated. Alright, that's cool. So it gives us like a notice. So let's continue the conversations. Share the reference. Right. I want to read more. Share the reference. Right. So here's the reference for kubectl restaurant. Right. So basically, it's, I think, it gets from the helper function or helper command. It gives us the link to. This is the correct link. I use this a lot. yeah. Cool. So let's say I have a flag that I don't understand what it's for, and so the question is, what is the flag O in the go test command, right? I think it should be output, if I'm not mistaken. The O flag in the go test command is used to specify the output file for the test result. That's crazy. So literally, right, you don't need to Google anymore, right? Just use this. Right? Kill Google. You don't need Google. That's crazy, right? And the third one, let's see. So if I have a functions like this, function remove duplicate, right? To remove duplicate element in the list. Let's ask to create documentation for us. Create documentation for this function. Create documentation for these functions. Here is some documentation from the remove duplicate functions. Remove duplicate elements from a slice of string or integer. Param slice. This function takes a slice of string integer. Function could be used. That's correct. Wow. So it enables to understand what the function does and create comment. And the comment that it generates like in a natural way that we usually type in. It doesn't feel like a machine generated text. That's awesome. And as a bonus, it gives us the big O notations. Wow. Wow. Crazy. So it means that the engine able to analyze the big O notations from the code. Wow. You know what? I think if you are in the middle of code testing, like during interview, have to analyze this, or maybe you are given a problems, things like that. You can use this to generate solution for you. Wow, that's crazy. Let's submit the feedback. Let's continue. Problem solving. Right, let's ask these questions. Generate function to validate Japanese phone number in Go. Here's a sample of a Go function that can be used to validate Japanese phone number. Wow. That's, I give it a respect because it start with function command. This returns true if the given string is a valid Japanese phone number. Right, it uses regex. Nice. Right. Keep in mind that this function only checks the format of the phone number, does not yeah, of course. Yeah, let's try this. What is the big O notations? I'm just curious. What is the big O notations? Big O notation is a way blah blah. Oh, right. No. So it explained the big O notation. I think I have to. What is the big O notation for that functions? Should be more specific. What is the big O notation for that functions? So does it able to for a specific function? But I don't have enough information to determine for a specific functions. But before it able to detect, so I'm not sure. Let's try this. What if I ask the same questions? Will it give the same solutions or not? I still use regex. Right. Write it again without regex. Yeah, let's wait. I didn't check whether it's correct or not. What is this? Digit 4 start with 0. Seems correct. Yeah, something like this. We'll write it again without regex. Here is an example of Go function that can be used for it without using regular expressions. Alright. It checks manually like that. Here. That's crazy. It's able to give you other solutions. So after this, I'm going to ask which one of the functions that will run faster. Alright. Which one will run faster? Which one will run faster? Is it difficult to accurately predict which of the two implementation function will run faster without measuring their actual performance on specific input? You can use, in general, regular expression can be more efficient than manually parsing and checking the format of a string, blah 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 blah. However, in this particular case, the difference in performance between the two implementations is likely to be small. I like you. Yeah, I like you. It is generally a good idea to use the most readable and maintainable solution rather than optimizing. Wow, that's very correct. I agree 100% with you. The regular expression based implementation may be easier to understand and maintain. If you're concerned about the performance of either implementation, it's a good idea to measure the actual performance. Right. This will allow you to make an informed decision without which implementation to use based on real data rather than I already said this in my previous video that I said do optimizations after you have data, right? Avoid preliminary optimizations. So let's ask for unit tests, create unit tests for that functions, right? Because usually after we create new functions, we write unit tests, or you start with unit tests first, then create a function. If you follow TDD, that doesn't matter. So if able to do that, then our life as an engineer will be very easy, or maybe in a danger, right? Because it can replace us. The surprise pairs are, I guess. Alright. Alright, let's try again. Create unit tests for that functions. Too many requests. Maybe it's overheated. Please slow down. I will slow down. Let's try again. Create unit test for that functions. Alright, I think I don't know why. Let's skip it. Let's do this. Web scrap. So let's ask to make a more difficult code to scrap a web page. Okay. Then I'm going to pause this recording and maybe I will back in 5 minutes. Right, let's try again. Right. What is the questions? Yeah. So actually, I'm curious if we can ask it to create unit test functions. Generate function to file Japanese phone number in Go. Yeah. We have seen this before. Right. Yep, I know. Oh, if you see, that actually gives us a different code, right? What is this? Oh, wow. Yeah, Japanese phone number can have the following formats. Why does it give us different functions, right? Different comment. It's not starting to write the body of the code. It's getting weird. Why is it? Fault phone number. You already write it down here, fault phone number. This is only repeating. I think it's wrong. It's never ending loop. Yeah, it's broken, guys. So this isn't true. The code is looping endlessly. Submit feedback. Yeah. Let's ask him a simple question. Create function to sum to number in Go. That's very easy, right? To sum two numbers in Go, you can use the following functions. Yeah. So I just want to check if it can write a unit test for us. Create unit test. Let's see. Come on. 10 minutes to the kickoff. To create unit test in Go, you can use testing package. Yep. Yeah, it's able to write unit test for us. Yeah, that's acceptable. You can also test multiple cases by adding more test case to the test sum. Wow, I didn't expect that. It used a table driven test. I didn't expect that. Alright, that's cool. Awesome. This test function will run the sum function. Yep. Let's bench it, right? Benchmark it, right? Benchmark it. Right, come on. Oh, by the way, if you are going to watch, oops, if you are watching World Cup, where did you watch it? In Japan, there is a free official apps to watch World Cup. It's free, doesn't need to register. The downside is the commentator is in Japanese, but it's okay. Yeah, it's able to create benchmark code and also give us the comment to execute it. Yeah, nice. Let's ask for a more harder questions. Let's grab the add to chart button in Go for this page. Right, this is harder because you have to use more libraries or sometimes external libraries. Let's see the input, not the input, the output. All right. It use a standard Go library. All right. Read the body and then parse the body into document and find the element. Yep. That's acceptable. Let's rewrite in Python. Yeah, I'm sure it's able to rewrite in Python. We have seen that before. Let's continue with this. This is more interesting. So I have functions to sum element in array, but I want to make it more generic. Make it more generic. Make it more generic. Right. Let's see. Make it more generic. If you are in the middle of refactoring, where you need to use the generic features in Go 1.18, then maybe this engine can help you. It use interface. Okay. So I'm not sure this is the correct answer. No, it is correct, but I'm not sure that this is the way that Go 1.18 generic of generating this. Maybe not really correct. Yeah, it's not correct, I think not. Yeah, give a comment if you disagree with me. Let's skip this. Right, but if you want to try like generating protobuf or RPC. I think it's able to do it. Let's check. Generate RPC Protobuf to create, update, read, and delete to do. Let's check. Right. Oh, it's 4 minutes. Wait. I need to prepare the. Yeah. No, I think we can finish this in 4 minutes. Alright, still loading. To generate RPC Protobuf, creating, updating, reading, deleting to do, you can use the following proto file. Syntax proto3, package to do, message to do, and then this is the message. ID, title, description. It enables to like identify what is to do and what usually to do has for the fields, for the properties. It has ID, title, description, and a bool completed or not. That's correct. Wow. And then it creates the RPC, or it creates a request and a response. Alright. Okay, this is to do. This one, yeah. Alright. Update, request, update, to do, response, yeah. That's technically correct. Request and response. Right. Where is the RPC? Oh, it's also provide us the command to generate in Go. That's correct. But I expecting that it's provide us with the RPC structure in Proto. It only contains the message, the request, right? It's not complete. Usually after you write the request and response, you have the RPC. Right. For that, I will give it back. Not a complete solutions. Complete solution is correct, but it's not complete. Right. All right. Let's do refactoring. So let's say I have function like this. Right, def transform image, and then like this. So if you ask to refactor this for better readability, what are you going to do? Right, let's try. What are you going to do to make it better readability? Right, the keyword is the naming of variable. Let's see the solutions given by the model. Yep. Yes, the function is to convert or transform or rotate the image in 90 degrees. Right. Let's ask for make it better readability. Make it better readability. And after this, I'm going to try more complex refactoring for better testing. Right, I have these functions, right, in Go, and I will ask to refactor for better testing. Right, this is the solutions. To improve the readability, you can follow some best practices such as using descriptive variable names, adding comments, breaking up long lines of code into multiple lines. That's correct. Example. So it gives the function a comment on each line, and it changed the variable name right, instead of using img, using this now. But funny that it changed to go like why? Right, changed to go like, so it's breaking the purpose, because yeah, I'm not asking you for convert it to Go. I did not ask to convert to Go. Right. That's correct, but over. As a refactor for better testing. Oops. Let's refresh. What is the okay? Refactor for better testing. Alright, let's submit that. Alright, it's already kicked off, guys. It's okay. It's okay, I can wait. So this function create user is not really easy to test because the DB connection is a global variable first, and second, it's not also a best practice to do this like this. Usually we create interface and create implementation of the interface and then make this as a method and make the DB as a SQL, not SQL, make the DB as the dependency injection. Alright, let's see the answer here. To make this code more testable, you could consider refactoring the following ways. Extract the database logic into separate function that accept as an argument. This way you can pass in a mock database connections. When running your test, extract the SQL statements into constant. Create a separate function for performing the database transaction so that you can test independently from the rest of your code. Insert. Oh, it's okay. It separate the query and the DB becomes parameters. Yeah, it's yeah. By doing this, we can pass the mock in parameters. It's also doable. Perform transactions. Right, it's also separating the perform transactions. Where is it used? Perform transactions. It's not. I think this correct. I think, but it's not like the best solutions. But yeah, it makes the testing better for sure. So I will say that it's able to answer the question even though the solution is not the best one. Let's try for debugging, right? I have this. This is obvious bug actually, but it's okay. Scan for security, right? I have this query statement written in by using sprintf, right? This is a bad practice because it doesn't have some kind of sanitations if you are using this way to write a query in Go. With placeholder rather than concatenating values into SQL statement. This helps prevent SQL injections. That's correct. So the solution is using the statement, using the parameter placeholder like this. That's a correct answer. So let's try the last one. So I have code which is if you run, this will be dead end. Deadlock. The channel will be deadlock. Right. So let's debug. Let's ask to debug. Debug this code. Right. Debug this code. And the good thing is that it able to differentiate, like, oh, this is not the part of the code, right? And this is part of the code. It looks like the code is trying to send a value to a channel and then receive a value from it. However, there is a problem with the code. It's trying to send a value to the channel before any coroutine is ready to receive it. This is called a deadlock, as the send operation will block until the ha ha ha. You able to find it. You could also try running code with the raise flag, which enables the raise detect in Go, and it gives you how to find it using the raise flag. Another option is to use goto pprof. I'm not sure this is necessary. So this is the code, the solutions. Right, make chain and then yeah, it's technically is correct. By starting a new algorithm to send the value to the channel, the main algorithm is able to continue executing and receiving the value where it becomes available. Wow. So let's summarize. I think for most of the questions that we have, especially like the hard questions, it able to give the solutions. Sometimes it's not a perfect solutions, but that's an AI model. It will learn from the past interactions for sure, right? Probably if we try again asking for the same question, probably not probably, we have seen before, it gives us sometimes different answers. That's, I think, the AI works behind the scene, keep learning, right? So it able to give us a recommendation, technical explanations, documentations, problem solving, refactoring, wow, debugging. So imagine that if these things is like already really optimized for analyzing code, right? I imagine that if you have a task to do, just give enough descriptions, enough acceptance criteria, and maybe enough test cases in the ticket, and the code will run, the AI will run, analyze your requirements, generate all of the functions, analyze the current code base in the repository, and implement, and then run tests behind. Wow, that's crazy. It can replace software engineers, for sure, but not now, Yeah, I think that's it. I need to watch World Cup. So thank you for watching with me. I know this is not really useful video, but anyway, thank you for watching if you watch this video. Until then, see you again in the next video. Keep learning and keep healthy. Yeah, bye-bye. So, who are going to win? Argentina or France? I hope Argentina.